Welcome back to Careful Boys, everyone. Today we have Jason Cheny with us.
Oh, wow.
Jason Cheny.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Has anybody ever cheered for you like that? That's cool. Jason Cheny.
Thank you. I'm gonna go to your stand-up show, and I'm gonna be in the back. Jason Cheny.
With a sword.
Jason Cheny. Yeah.
Oh no, I was nervous just
Would
now.
that improve your set and your performance, knowing he was there doing that?
I don't think so. That was...
I go beep, Jason Cheny.
It's almost like heckling, but it's on your side.
Yeah.
Positive heckling.
That's good.
But it's also heckling though.
Let's talk about something interesting.
Okay. All right. Do you guys have any fears that you also know are irrational fears?
Oh man, dude, you got the heavy one.
Is being afraid of birds irrational?
Huh?
Is being afraid of birds irrational or pretty rational?
I mean, are you just generally afraid of birds for no reason?
Not birds specifically, but dead birds.
Oh, it's like an omen.
Oh.
Like ravens,
I know what it is.
especially dead ravens, or like a dead bird that you shouldn't be seeing like dead, you know.
Like what? A bald eagle?
Like a parakeet or like a parrot. Or
Ken constantly runs into dead bald eagle.
no, yeah, like a bird that you don't normally see dead. Like
It's just like
you know those little birds that cats eat, like sparrows and stuff. Like that's normal to see. But if it's like a nice dove that's dead.
you mean like a yellow canary because there's like
Nice dove? You're running into nice doves?
No. I'm just saying as an example. Okay. Like if a bird you don't normally see in the wild, it's just dead right in front of you.
like a peacock.
Yeah.
A dead peacock would fuck me.
Peacocks are annoying, dude.
I don't know. It just there's a weird feeling.
Well, that's great. That is true.
It's a weird feeling because I don't know why I'm afraid of it. It's already dead. It's not gonna hurt me. But why am I afraid of it?
Yeah. That's exactly the kind of fear I'm talking about.
You don't want to touch it.
I don't want to go near it.
Well, you don't want to touch it anyway, right?
You're just afraid of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally just like I feel fear like hanging over me when I see one,
Interesting.
and then I'm like, why am I afraid of it? It's irrational.
Is
Exactly.
it
That's
is
good.
it like a ghosty thing?
No, I don't think so. It's more of it's just a feeling.
Okay, got it.
It's just an undeniable feeling.
It might stem from this thing that happened to me when I was a kid. So my parents or my mom, she bought these two parakeets, and she put them in mine and my brother's room when we were little because we shared a room. And then one day I was just watching them. I think I was like maybe like 4 or 5, maybe 6, I don't know. And one of them just like kind of fell over.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh no, one of them died for some reason. I didn't see it die. And then I was like, oh, that sucks. There's only one left. And then one day I was just watching that bird and it just chirped. It went, meow, and then it just fell.
Whoa.
And I saw that. I was like,
Oh, wow.
Mom, the bird died. And so she just
Or
threw
maybe
it
you
away.
have demonic powers and then you
And
killed
I-
it.
No.
When you were watching it, were you going like this?
No. I was just,
And then the bird's like,
yeah. No, I saw it just like. No, it was the weirdest thing because I've never seen anything just pass away like that before. And I was just like, oh shit, like this bird just died in front
You know what? When I was a kid, I saw a bird die and convulse in front of me, and I remember feeling so sad, like I cried.
It's scary, dude, because it's like, why is it just flopping around and like,
Yeah, it's really sad.
you know? And now when I see dead birds like on the street or like hurt birds like flapping around, it just makes me feel icky.
Because isn't that an omen though? Isn't it like a signify something?
I guess, I don't know.
I thought you would know this, dude.
Well, I know with
You're my
ravens.
spiritual guide, bro. You know
I
everything
with
spiritual.
ravens, I always hear stories about people and ravens, like especially like when somebody sees a raven, like they don't normally see them, right? And it could just be coincidence, but like when someone sees a raven, something bad happens to them that day.
Raven and the black bird.
Like a black crow. Crow, yeah.
Very similar. They're very similar.
Same family, I think.
They look almost identical.
One of them's Bruce Lee's kid.
Brandon.
Brandon Scott Lee.
But
That's
something
raven.
about those birds, like when people see them, they always notice like something bad happening to them that day. I always hear stories about that too.
Like a black cat?
Yeah, but black cat's less common. But I always hear about a bird.
It's only for white ladies, the black cat. Like some things are omens for that group.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
true. Like a number 4 for Asians, you know?
For Asians,
Oh, that's interesting.
what's a bad omen for Asians?
Do you guys have irrational fears that are
The number
based on numerical things or superstitions?
Number 4.
Do you have any?
3.
Based on numbers?
Or anything? Do you have any irrational fears that you're like?
I feel like most of my fears are irrational, but I feel like I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of a lot of things.
You should get the tattoo that matches with Bart.
No
Fear
regrets.
everything.
I fear everyone and everything.
I do fear everyone to a certain degree. Oh, cheers. I do get scared. I'm very jumpy. But as far as like, come back to me. I'm gonna think of something good. I'm gonna have something so good for you.
I was obsessively afraid of. So around 3rd or 4th grade, me and my friends did Bloody Mary in the mirror.
Oh fuck.
Why are you messing around with that, bro?
And then at that moment, I mean, you know, we grew up super religious, right?
Yeah.
So I grew up thinking demons, spirits, all those things really fucking exist, right? So at that age, I was like, well, she didn't come out, but she could come out at any moment now. And I just kept thinking,
Now
like,
the door's open.
dude, now it's not just the bathroom. Like, that shit's gonna show up in the middle of the night. That's when my insomnia started. That's when I had to, like, beg people to watch me take a shit.
What?
Because I'm like, if I'm in the bathroom, that bitch is gonna fucking crawl out of the mirror. So I was in the bathroom, and I remember I had, like, my cousin by the door, like, fucking waiting for me. Like, that, like I had, people by the door just, like holding guard, and I'm like, are you still out there? They're like, yeah, I'm here. Like,
Wow.
and then like I would have like people that I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom, but I'm too fucking scared, you know? And I stopped taking showers because I was so afraid of the bathroom. And this continued probably up until 6th grade.
Oh.
Until I couldn't take it anymore.
A long time.
Yeah, I mean, like, insomnia, like, all this stuff started happening because I was too afraid to go to sleep at night, so I would be listening to fucking Kiss FM, trying to listen to pop songs all that.
Rick D.
And I would, like, listen to Dr. Drew, fucking, you know, like, what do you call it? Yeah, like, and I would just listen to radio all fucking night and not go to sleep, and then I'll go to school the next day. Because I was afraid to sleep, and I was afraid to like. I was just obsessed.
I was like that too. I
Yeah.
think Asian parents, when they believe all that shit, it
spirits and
really
shit, right?
influences you.
So then, when I got the internet, and when I started to get this shit, I was like, you know what? All this spirit shit is like scaring the fuck out of me. I need to learn. Like, so I think it was in 6th or 7th grade. I just started researching witchcraft, occult, spirits, ghosts. I just went fucking deep into it.
That's the way to do it.
So I was like, it scared me even more to learn about demons and everything. But after a while, for some reason, it made me control the situation better. So now every time I became afraid of something, I would just deep dive, research, see how to take advantage, win it, whatever. And then so now I think I don't have any more things that are irrational fears, because then I go so deep into it that becomes normal and it's no longer scary.
I think the fear came from just not knowing, because once you gain the knowledge, and the knowledge is power, right? And you started to see things from different perspectives, and that took away the fear.
Or exposure therapy.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I was doing that really young and I didn't know, like, understand, like, what, and then like talking to online chat rooms with Wiccans and that do witchcraft, people that could see ghosts.
Wiccan chat
Yeah.
rooms.
Can you imagine fucking 7th grade Joe just chatting on AOL with fucking witches and shit? Like, and I'm like, when can you put a good spell on me? Or like, can I, you know, like, and then like you just deep dive into that whole realm. And then
crazy.
after a while, you just fatigue. You fatigue from all the spirit shit.
You don't look like you've been exposed to any Wiccans.
Maybe Highlanders, but not a Wiccan.
Dang.
Magic. And then after a while, you just realize it's all fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
It's like,
But they made up so
I'm a warlock, dog.
they made up so many things. Like whispering at night. My grandma and mom said you can't whisper at night or else the ghost is gonna come.
For real.
Or like cutting the fingernails,
Using a knife at night.
using a knife,
Oh
My mom would
wow.
always say that to me.
cutting your hair.
What happens
The
if you use a
ghost
knife
comes.
at night?
I don't know, but
there's shit like blow drying your hair at night. You can only blow dry your hair during the morning.
just all these
But
weird
at night you gotta let it
complexes.
fucking dry.
I know a lot of those are made to help discipline kids, but then I think over time it just stops making sense.
No, I was like 25.
Yeah.
You know what my mom used to do? There was this little like, it was like this weird little doll that she would keep that we were all afraid of.
Oh what?
And she would put it at the top of a cupboard. I don't know why she did this. Now I'm thinking about it, I was like, this kind of fucked
Fuck
up.
with you guys.
But like, I was so afraid of opening the cupboard at night that I would just like walk in the kitchen, and it was a cupboard full of cups. but then just the doll was sitting up there, and I don't know if she did it on purpose or she just.
So you don't fuck with her nice china?
But not even that. It was just like regular cups. Like so, like if you wanted a glass of water, I'd always be like, I'd open it, I grab it, and I close it, and I try not to look. So.
Oh, Margaret.
Oh God. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's true.
No, but it was just like little things like that. I just was afraid of like ghostly shit like that.
Ghostly
Things at
shit.
night, you know what I mean?
That's how I felt about in my parents' house. It's still there. There's this floor lamp that's just in the middle of the living room. It's just a normal lamp. It's about like 4.5 feet tall. It just has a regular lampshade. As a kid growing up, I was terrified of it for no reason.
Because it would look like something?
No, I don't even know why. I would just
Really?
be like, I just feel like it's fucking looking at me.
Oh.
This is a normal lamp. So I would always, like, at night when I had to go get water, I'd always take the farthest route around the lamp.
Yeah.
And then even to this day, when I visit my parents' house, I'm like,
Oh shit.
It's still there.
man,
You ever thought about throwing that shit away?
because I knew it was irrational from day one. I knew from
You need exposure therapy.
I
You need
knew
to
from
like.
age 5 that I'm like, I'm afraid of this for no fucking reason. It's kind of funny to me, you know. But then to this day, it's like it still has a lingering weird feeling.
Take a picture of that lamp.
Just take the lampshade off and put it on yourself and be like,
Yeah, it's very normal.
Become
but,
the lamp.
But I
I think you
Become
should
lamp.
trust your instincts, bro.
trust my
Might be something
instincts.
dark about that lamp. That's why you feel some type of way.
show
about
that lamp a bunch of YouTube videos of lamps getting destroyed. Yeah, be like,
Exposure therapy against the lamp.
it. Just send a message. Send a message.
Just a little message.
It might help. You don't know.
I mean, that's as irrational as you can get. And then there's just some irrational fears, like when you're afraid of certain possibilities or outcomes.
Oh
So
yeah.
far from happening.
Yeah, but is that really irrational though? Cause like I have that with people that I'm like, oh my god, you just gonna fucking drown because you suck at swimming so much, or like you cannot run, so you're like, I know for a fact you can't run, and if we all get chased right now,
Oh, I think about that too.
like you're gonna be left behind because your ass is fucking fat and you're not running like with the rest of
Not
us.
about the fat part, but like the conditioning part.
Who are we talking about?
No, like I sometimes have random thoughts like that where we're like, I'm just like, if right now a warlord comes and fucking points guns at us, you're not gonna survive in this group and you're gonna fucking pull us down.
Yeah, I think like that.
But I'm like, but I might be in Waikiki at the beach. And there's no way, shape, and form. There's no fucking commando coming after us right now. There's no point. But I'm looking at my friend like, you're gonna get us killed. Or we're like,
Be something in you that's so like innately human that you start to rate things that way. Maybe.
yeah, like we're swimming, and then I'm just like, one guy doesn't know how to swim or whatever. I'm all like, you're gonna drown, bro. Like we need to save your ass, and you're gonna kill us because you're an anchor.
Do you do stuff where you're like, what if we have to swim across that island? You wouldn't make it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
dead weight.
Yeah, do you do that?
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
You know what's irrational about that for me? It's like I'm pretty pacifist. I've never really been in like a fight or crazy altercation or anything like that.
Get him, Nick.
No.
Dare you? I'll
I'm
pull guard.
in the same boat,
I'm
dude.
gonna pull guard, dude.
I'm in the same boat. I'm a pacifist.
But the thing is, you know when you like, I think we talked about it on here before. You know when you have those dreams, and then you're like, no matter what in your dreams, when you're trying to fight or run away, you can't run fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you can't fight, and we explained that scientific. I had to read this because I was always so what the fuck, right? Pissed off at myself for being such a loser in my dreams.
Yeah.
And I read it. It's like because your mind and your body are literally not connected when you're in REM sleep.
Yeah.
You have deactivated your ability to move for rest. But then if your mind happens to be conscious of that, then there's this disconnect in your dream where you're wanting to move but you can't. So it literally connects to that feeling, right?
Like sleep
But
paralysis.
because my only experience of myself in those altercations is an inability to move fast or win, I assume in like regular life those things can happen because the only possibility I've ever played out in my mind was those things. Because when you dream, it feels real.
Yeah.
Imagining it is different, right? Like daydreaming about like me like also being able to pull out bazookas and whoop everybody's, like I could do that with my imagination, but the feeling that I've given myself through dreams it feels real. So that's an irrational thing for me because I'm like, wait, that's
You have dream PTSD.
a little bit.
I know people like that.
Yeah.
Like I know someone who can't drive, doesn't have a license, because when they were what do you call it? Not astral projecting. Sleep controlling.
Like lucid dreaming?
Lucid dreaming. Yeah, lucid dreaming. They did that for fun, and they got into an accident, killed 2 people, all this stuff. So then, because of that, they have this PTSD from the dream, and they freeze behind the wheel. It's like an automatic physical thing.
Wow.
That's weird.
Like they enjoy driving, or like they could play the game, but then they can't actually drive and pass the test. They fuck up, all this stuff. Yeah.
Oh wow. That's when immersion therapy might help. Maybe make them drive a bunch of cars.
Oh yeah, that would be to be honest, that's my way of helping people, is pushing them there to almost the brink of death. But then,
Because that's probably the only way to solve
probably
that,
not
right?
a good idea. Yeah, dude,
Doesn't
I
work
took
for
one of my
everybody,
buddies out to go swimming at the beach, right? And then he's like, "Oh, I don't know how to swim." And I'm like, "Nah, don't worry, I got a life vest." And he goes, "I never been inside the beach water." And I'm like, "Just put that on." And the whole time he's trying to like say no. And then like we're all going into the water, right? So I throw him in there and I was like, "You gotta go straight." And he doesn't know how to paddle or nothing. So I'm grabbing him by his life vest like this. Like I'm grabbing him like that to keep him straight, right? And he floats like this, and his leg is like going this way, and he's just petrified like that. And I'm all like, "Get your body down." He goes, "How do you move in here?"
You talking about David?
No. And I had to hold him and push his waist down so he's straight. And then he starts going forward, and then all this water's like going in his mouth and shit. And I had to pull him. I had to sit there and keep his body straight like a baby. And then I was like, "Move your legs." And he goes, "How?"
Oh my god.
And then the whole time we're cracking the fuck up, and all this water splashing in his mouth, and he's fucking drinking. And he goes, "This is so beautiful and fun." But then afterwards, like, I was just like, "All right, here, take this fucking floaty." And I'm like, 5 minutes, your anxiety's gonna go away. Eventually, like, you'll be okay. And then he calmed down. And then I was like, he goes, "I would have never done that by myself." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but you're like in good hands. We can all swim." Yeah. I think that's the best way to learn, though.
It is, yeah. I tried to do that with last weekend when bungee jumping for the first time.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And the cool thing is that so they give you the option. They're like, you can either go backwards, where you just look at the bridge when you jump off, or you can just look forward and just dive. And I was like, dude, I want to go forward. And then so like me and my friend were like, yo, let's really try to max out on the feeling of like staring straight at the ground as you're going towards it, and just try to really get that glimpse of actual death.
Dying?
Yeah.
Wow.
You did that?
Yeah. Just let go.
So like I just go boom, and then literally I was just like, all right, this is like no cord. Like
What happened? How did it feel?
you really do get that, like something in your body's natural order kicks in of like, why are we doing this?
Oh shit.
It's and you know, obviously you just shouldn't hesitate, because you just should jump when the guy says jump, and then you will feel that exact thing of like,
No.
we've made a mistake.
Oh.
Brain telling body, why did you do the opposite of what we need to survive? And you really, as you're looking at the fucking creek at the bottom and you're just full speed going, it's like time gets really weird. Because you start to go through these like motions of like, it starts to feel like it stops, and then you don't know you can't make sense of why you did this. It's
Interesting.
fucking weird, yeah. If you do it that way,
It's probably just adrenaline rush, and it just makes your brain.
and the adrenaline, and just the whole like like if you're a logical thinker, that's why it fucks with you. Because I'm super logical, and then me doing that was like, the fuck is the logic in this? Like,
Yeah.
so it's a really
Risk.
yeah, it's a fucking cool feeling. If you embrace the fact that, you know, but then that's because like growing up, I've had so many irrational fears that over time I've tried to eliminate them all. And
So you have exposure therapy too?
yeah, I love doing that, because I think that is how you deal with, for me personally, I don't want to have a weak mentality. So when I notice that I'm afraid of something, I go, okay, is it irrational? Is it rational? Okay, if it's irrational, then either I stop now or I prove that it's okay.
Yeah.
And then for me, like, I just don't want to get in the habit of being like, no, I'm scared of that, so I don't want to do it. Like, because a lot of the time, there's nothing to be afraid of.
No,
Yeah,
I think everything is, you're capable of unlearning and learning. Like, it's just repetition.
Yeah.
So there's no like identity. I think that's the thing, is people want to identify themselves with certain labels, right? Like, oh, I am afraid of ladders or whatever, right? So I don't do it. Or like, oh, I had this one thing that happened to me as a child, so then it's hard or whatever. Like, yeah, there's a story that makes sense, but you can also work toward rewriting a new story or like changing how you feel about it. Some of it is unnecessary, so you don't need to do the work. But certain things like, I'm glad that I did that for spirits, because if I was always afraid and I didn't overcome it, then I would probably be defined by that. And then like it would ruin me, and I'd be too afraid to take a fucking shower.
Yeah,
you know?
I think some people really do relish in those weird things. Like I've met people that have strange fears of like, I don't want to see somebody chewing food. I get fucking freaked out, and it's like, well,
You did?
Yeah, but it's like, that's your choice to live afraid of something like that. Like, but you know,
It's very low.
but it's like, okay,
I like that you said choice, because you do have a choice to try to overcome your fear too, because I think the motivation for that is to obtain freedom in some sort, because the fear limits you from deciding on certain things, because you're like, oh, I'm too afraid to do that. But then when you remove the fear, you could pretty much do whatever.
That's very
exactly, yeah.
See, Nina, she's very afraid of vomit. And you know, she relates it to when she was growing up. She had like an uncle who would constantly like drink and stuff and like throw up, so she would always associate that sound with something that would like trigger her, right? So the ironic thing is, like, you know, like in our relationship, when I would get like fucking drunk or hungover or something like that, and I would just have those episodes, it would be one of those things where it's like she just wouldn't even care to take care of me. It's like he's on his own.
Yeah, she can't deal with the sight and sound.
But the ironic thing is also, like, she's working like in pediatrics with kids all day, you know what I mean? And like, nice.
Nice, dude.
Hey, high five. But you know what I mean? There's also just that, like, I want to give her exposure therapy so that she could take care of me when I'm hungry. No, because in the future, no matter what, we're going to run into it. You know what I mean? You're always going to run into that very human experience, like gag reflex or whatever. So that's why I'm literally just going to throw up on her.
If you need help,
Dude, do it, man.
We should all do
I'll
it,
throw up near her.
because we need to help encourage her.
Anytime you guys see her next time, like, dude, that'll fuck her up.